Hey there, mindful travelers, Michael here. So we are standing just outside what I think is one of the most fascinating places in San Antonio, Texas, the Japanese tea gardens. So before we go in, I just want to give you a little preview of what's in store. So like many other Japanese tea gardens, this place draws from Buddhist, Taoist, and Shinto inspirations to draw a peaceful and harmonious existence between nature and design. So this place was once the San Antonio Lily Garden, after it was transformed from the first cement plant west of the Mississippi. But in the 20th century, it became what we now know as Japanese tea garden. So let's go see what we got today. All right, and we're back, mindful travelers. So just behind me, you can see the main pavilion for the Japanese tea gardens. And over here on my right, behind me, is the Jinju House. So the Jinju House is so aptly named for the initial caregiver of the Japanese tea gardens. He went by Kimi. So him and his partner worked together to build this wonderful place. And he was given this house behind here to bring his family and his kids to the location to live, in exchange for caring for the garden and making it what we now see today. One of the great things about the Japanese tea garden is its proximity to Brackenridge Park and the adjacent golf course. So back through the trees over there, you can see train tracks. So those train tracks are to the zoo train, which you can ride for $5 a person, and it takes you all through the park and drops you off over at the zoo. We're now in the basin of the Japanese tea garden. As you can see, beautiful koi ponds full of koi fish, immaculate landscaping, and stone pathways for you to walk peacefully and harmoniously through nature. So as we work our way through the Japanese tea garden, you can see behind me the beautiful waterfall that really just adds to this ambiance. So one of the great things about coming here for the educational family is the pollinator garden. So it's a great place to give a science lesson, nature lesson, to just gaze at some of the insects and beautiful flowers that populate this garden. It's a wonderful place to bring your family. Another great reason to come to the Japanese tea gardens is to understand the sheer importance of culture and how we integrate those cultures into our normal day-to-day life, and how major worldly geopolitical events can greatly impact a community, a culture, a family. And this is a place not just of beauty and tranquility, this is a place of a very difficult story, that of racial tensions. Those situations when we lack the understanding to fully grasp what's going on, when we choose to give in to stereotypes and misconceptions, to form our opinions of a certain culture, a certain ethnicity, a certain family. And this place was a setting of one of those very situations. Back in World War II, America started interning Japanese Americans after the attack of Pearl Harbor. That occurred all over the country. While it may not have occurred here in San Antonio at this very place, those anti-Japanese sentiments ran deep. And in light of that, the Jinju family was forced to leave this beautiful sanctuary that they had created and cared for years. So sadly, the entryway to Japanese tea gardens still bears the name that embodies this lack of inclusivity, this lack of understanding. When you walk into the Japanese tea gardens today, you'll walk under this beautiful sign that says Chinese tea gardens. For the longest time, I had no idea why it was misnamed. And now I know it was because our lack of understanding during World War II resulted in a displaced family and a loss of cultural pride. Fortunately for us, these errors were eventually rectified, and now this beautiful sanctuary has been renamed the Japanese Tea Garden, and a wonderful house and restaurant is aptly named after its original caretaker, Kimi, Jinju. If you'd like to learn more, I recommend you purchase our ebook. It's going to go on sale in September, and that's going to be titled Explore San Antonio, Your Culture Guide to Educational and Service-Oriented Travel. Beyond that, we're going to be taking you on a 5-day immersive journey through the city of San Antonio in December of this year, starting December 13th. So registration is about to open for that as well. This is yet another one of our stops. We can't wait to bring you along to show you this beautiful city. As we say here at Novel Excursion, don't forget to travel mindfully.